It's all covered in today's China Truths.
Mainland patients are flocking to hospitals. People are worried because many people around them have passed away. The epidemic in China continues to spread, and major hospitals are overwhelmed with critically ill patients. Mainland Chinese people revealed that the effects of the stuff used during those years of the epidemic have led to frequent sudden deaths. People in Hanzhong City, Shanxi Province, revealed that in one town alone, more than 170 people died before and after the Lunar New Year. A few days ago, a Jiangsu resident revealed that local hospitals were continuously overcrowded, and many people had symptoms such as colds and coughs, which lasted for a long time. Mr. Yao, a resident of Suzhou, Jiangsu: "Our hospitals are overcrowded every day, and every hospital is extremely crowded. Anyway, there are more people in the hospital now than in previous years. People in their 40s and 60s have died. This year and last year, there were more." Mr. Wei, a resident of Hanzhong, Shanxi, also disclosed that many local people had fevers and colds, and patients crowded hospitals and small clinics. Mr. Wei, a resident of Hanzhong, Shanxi: "The symptoms are the same as those of COVID-19. I often catch a cold, and it may take a week or two to get better. Some have fever, some have sore throats. Anyway, I feel weak all over. These are the symptoms. The after effects of certain treatments have appeared one after another, and many people are in hospitals and clinics before and after the new year." Mr. Wei said that many people also died suddenly due to severe diseases such as pneumonia and white lung. Mr. Wei: "There are many sudden deaths around me, people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. I know that in the past 2 years many in our area have suffered myocardial infarctions and cerebral infarctions in their early 50s. I know nearly a dozen people who have passed away. Just after the Chinese New Year, a colleague told me about a yin-yang master here. Before or after the New Year, in a town about 5 or 6 kilometers from my workplace, more than 170 people died under his care. It's terrible." Mr. Liu, a citizen of Guiyang, Guizhou Province: "I know 5 or 6 people who died in their 60s, and all died in their 50s. It was cardiovascular problems. There were no obvious signs before that. Some had underlying diseases and some did not. There were more cases in November last year. Now hospitals attribute all deaths to the flu and don't provide any other diagnosis." Mr. Ye, a resident of Hangzhou, Zhejiang Province, revealed that many people around him have died of myocardial infarction and cerebral infarction recently. Mr. Ye: "A few days ago, a man in our factory collapsed while working. He was in his 30s and was usually healthy. He was taken to the hospital, but no illness was found, and he was rescued. Nowadays, people suffer from various diseases, and many in their 50s are developing cancer." Mr. Ye: "Now, many people have lung nodules, body pain, and persistent coughs that don't respond well to medication. These problems were rare before but are now widespread. My wife experienced body pain recently. Many people have died, including some in their 40s and 50s. I feel that there are fewer people on the streets than before. There used to be a lot of people commuting in the morning, but now, even the stores have fewer customers." Mr. Wei, a citizen of Hanzhong, said, "Over the years, many people have realized that certain things were neither safe nor beneficial. I know 3 or 4 people with cerebral infarctions. They now rely on family members for care and sit in wheelchairs, similar to Alzheimer's patients. Some people also said they understand the Communist Party's tactics and believe that so-called free treatments were never truly for public welfare." During the 3-year lockdown from 2020 to 2022, the CCP forced everyone to comply with the COVID-19 policies. Mr. Ye, a resident of Hangzhou, Zhejiang Province: "In the past, we were reluctant, but it was mandatory. If you didn't comply, you couldn't work in the factory, you couldn't go anywhere, no public places, no supermarkets, you needed a health code. If you didn't follow the requirements, you got a red code and were restricted from going anywhere." Mr. Wang, a resident of Yangzhou, Jiangsu Province: "Many people took it and now feel anxious. Lung nodules, tonsil issues, and other health problems have become common. There are more sudden deaths, myocardial infarctions, and cerebral infarctions. Cancer cases have also increased. Many Chinese people have developed various health conditions after undergoing certain treatments. Victims once urged the Chinese Communist Party to establish a compensation mechanism, but their efforts were suppressed through detention and house arrest. Bank of China. A dangerous signal has been sent. According to the annual report in 2024, the employee expenses of China Merchants Bank will be 68.09 billion yuan, and the per capita cost will be 581,000 yuan. It is worth noting that this is the second consecutive year that the employee expenses of China Merchants Bank have declined. In the first half of 2021, the average monthly salary of China Merchants Bank once reached 58,000 yuan, meaning the average monthly salary is now 6,000 yuan, less than it was 3 years ago. Soon the topic, China Merchants Bank's average salary dropped to less than 600,000 CNY per year, rushed to Weibo hot search, causing heated discussions among netizens. At first glance, the first reaction is, bank salaries are really high. But in fact, this salary is just an average, which results from the average of executives and employees. In reality, the salary of ordinary employees of China Merchants Bank is not much different from that of ordinary people. The majority of netizens have actually missed the point. The issue is not how high the salary is, but what the bank's salary cut means, especially what the salary cut of China Merchants Bank indicates. It can be said that the signal of systemic financial risk has already been revealed. At this time, we must be extremely careful, or else the entire financial system may face turbulence in the future. China Merchants Bank has a very special position in China. It is the real weather vane of China's banking industry. Why do you say that? Because China Merchants Bank is the commercial bank with the best service in China, and it has been the best retail bank in China for many consecutive years. Of course, its scale is also the largest among joint stock commercial banks. It can be said that, apart from the state-owned Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, China Construction Bank, and Bank of China, China Merchants Bank is the best in China's banking industry. In the 2024 banking rankings, China Merchants Bank ranks second only to the Big Four, which shows its scale and status. As a joint stock bank, it is not easy to achieve this. It is precisely because of this that China Merchants Bank's large-scale salary cuts are nothing less than a bomb. The hot search may seem a bit gossipy, but the reality behind it is dangerous and serious. The real problem is not the salary cut, but the financial report of China Merchants Bank. The real crisis lies in China Merchants Bank's financial performance. In 2024, the pre-tax profit from its retail financial business fell by 9.28%. Both net interest income and net fees and commissions dropped. Wealth management fees and commissions fell by 22.70%. The most alarming statistic, net interest margin has dropped below 2%. This is a major warning, as a margin under 1.8% indicates serious risk to the bank's capital and cash flow. China Merchants Bank's decline signals a broader banking industry crisis. With profit growth at its lowest in 12 years, China Merchants Bank remains one of the best-performing banks, but the industry as a whole is in decline. The salary cuts are not just cost control measures, they are a response to weak profit growth amidst a troubled economy. Banks, already under pressure, are slashing expenses to survive a looming financial crisis. China's banking sector faces a fragile profit model, relying on loans. When the economy falters, this model fails, as seen in the recent real estate downturn. Banks are now facing liquidity crises and rising non-performing loan rates. Worse still, consumer loans are being aggressively promoted, inflating household debt and masking the growing financial risks. This short-term fix is a time bomb, with no clear timeline for detonation. The true danger lies in the banking sector, which, if unchecked, could ignite a broader economic crisis. The only hope is for the economy to recover, but until then, the danger continues to grow.
Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.